My name is Dick Soper. I'm exhibit manager. I've been here 7 years. The museum was founded in the year 2000 by Anthony Vaccaro, who was the doctor at the hospital. He moved here to Plattsburgh in the late 90s and was a car enthusiast. And what he did is he found out that Lozier was built here in Plattsburgh, so he ended up purchasing a Lozier. And the next thought he had was, let's have a museum. He was originally going to have a Lozier museum. There are not very many Loziers around, so it became the Transportation Museum. The tour lasts about an hour and a half. We start where we are right here with bicycles. This one is 55 inches tall. They were available in different sizes, ridden only by men. They were very fast because one turn. The tour goes into the oldest cars, which are around 1910 is the oldest car we have in here. And they go right up into the 1960s. In between there we have boats. We have a Lozier boat built here in Plattsburgh. On the other side we have an old diner, which was a real diner. Also, we have some trains and model trains. So we kind of span the whole transportation from bicycles. We have some sleighs, horse and buggies, and so on, right up until trains. We are going to be opening up our children's museum. The construction is basically starting as we speak. Once the kids station is open, there will be a lot of events for young children, which will also coincide with some events we have here, but it's mainly going to be the emphasis on children.
I was involved because my husband was involved, and our children were quite young at that point. And really it was a case of me telling him, well, if you want me to be involved with this, we have to do something for kids, because transportation and cars, it's all very well, but it's not necessarily my interest. And so I want to do some part of this museum that's actually geared towards kids and kids museums.
I just had a deep desire for something for children in this area, and it's a major driving force for me. Children need things, and many children in this area don't have the opportunity to travel to Boston, to Albany, to see things elsewhere, so we needed something here for them.
We didn't have our own building, so the things that have been happening thus far until our building opens have been actually at the museum or other places like the mall or in the upper room of the library. So, we have moved it around.
In February, we were at PBS. We partnered with PBS.
Yep.
We're stationary, but we're mobile.
And my thought there initially, which we've sort of taken and expanded amazingly, is transportation museum doesn't sound maybe connected to kids, but we thought, okay, transportation, air, wind, land. I mean, those are pretty broad concepts. You can do almost anything for kids with those kinds of concepts. You don't have to limit yourself to a vehicle. Kids come, there's things within the main museum that kids love to see. There's several exhibits that they like to see even now, but a space that's really for them, where they go, that would have some static exhibits and some traveling exhibits, so there's things refreshed. That's been the plan all along.
We started and we opened the mini museum because we needed something. We wanted to get something up and going, and it gave us a great opportunity to just test certain things.
Kids really have their own interests, and no group of kids coming through is all going to have the same interests, so you need variety and you need exhibits to change, because if you want to keep people coming through and having experiences, you can't just have the same exhibits year after year. So.
But I think the other thing is we're giving them an opportunity to do things that they can't do at home, and they aren't into the technology there. They're away from the technology, and I think that in some cases the kids really being exposed to that opportunity, they enjoy. They wouldn't necessarily tell you, oh yes, I like this, but I think they just seem to gravitate to the activities, and I think some of it's just they're away from the technology, and also the way schools are changing, they don't have the same opportunities. Definitely we want to be very closely tied to the school community and to the other groups, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, 4-H. We want to be in the community and a part of the community.
Plastic rubber.
You can actually utilize field trips, which now there's no budget for, but you can actually utilize it as a a teaching plan. I mean, that can be a lesson. It's just a lesson in the classroom, it's a lesson in the museum.
It's going to be an ongoing challenge. There's no doubt about that. It's a challenge for every nonprofit at this point. Keep going, and it will happen.